Hello anybody and welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode, we got to Bean Bean Castle, was dropped into the sewers by Cackletta, who was posing as Lady Lima. We were tricked into fixing the plumbing in order to disable the security system protecting the Bean Star. And with the security system disabled, Cackletta is now after the Beanstar, and we need to intercept her, which we found out after freeing the real Lady Lima. This game has a lot of plot, but not really. One last note before I leave the sewers that I want to make is, actually, the sewers make a pretty good reference to the Mario Brothers arcade game, in that, well, you're in a sewer filled with pipes, just like in that game, and you fight exclusively fighter flies and spinies, both of which are enemies featured in Mario Brothers, so that's a nice touch. Little reference I didn't get until I did my last recording. But anyway, we gotta go save the Beanstar because by now Cackletta would have escaped, so let's get in there.
Ah, we're too late. The Beanstar. The Beanstar and Princess Peach's voice are already mine. Once we awaken the Beanstar with Princess Peach's voice, this world will be Cackletta's snack cake. Say, Mario boys, you haven't bothered to pay a visit to your host, Queen Bean. I thought you had better manners. Wouldn't you agree, Queen Bean?
Uh-oh.
Perhaps the three of you can sit down over tea to discuss the finer points of foreign policy.
Oh. There's one way to start an episode. Alright, so we immediately start this episode getting into a boss fight with Queen Bean, who, wow, this is not what you would expect royalty to look like in a game. She is big. She has a bunch of targets on her head. So, she has her left arm and her right arm. If you try to jump on her head, you will hit her crown and have your feet punctured, and it will hurt like hell. I am not joking. Why would I joke about that? So what we want to do is we can't attack her head. Meanwhile, she's going to do these little shockwave attacks, while we will want to keep attacking her arms. Because after dealing enough damage, I don't think it's very much, they just generally go down in size. And when she gets close, because she approaches... She gets a little closer every turn, and when she gets close, she'll just try to punch you. And I want to try and get that animation again, just because I want to see if I can block it. So yeah, when she gets close enough, she'll just try and smack you, and then you gotta... The timing on that is really hard. You have to be really precise in hitting her arm away, unless you just hit her. But once you knock both arms out, her crown falls off for some reason. And then she'll start barfing beans at you. This is disgusting. She also has black lipstick, I just noticed. And the beans don't necessarily do a lot of damage, but if you jump on the beans, they turn into beanie enemies. These guys are not worth attacking. It's just better to go straight for Queen Bean herself. And I say this because the beans... Oh, those beans only have about 6 HP. They'll usually die just on the damage you do from counterattacking. They're not a big deal, but it is best to try and time it so you jump over the beans. You can tell which brother is going to have a bean spit on them based on the wiggling of Queen Bean's fingers before she spits them up. If it's her right hand, she'll spit at Mario. If it's her left hand, she will spit at Luigi. On her side, not at the player's side. Now I need to get the timing down on these moves, because if I don't, I will die. And I do not want to die. Not today! We jump on these beans, because that's all we can really do in the meantime. The max number of beans that can be on the field at once are 3, and after that point, when you jump on the beans, they just kind of roll away. So yeah, it's just better to ignore them, because they're really not a threat at this point. Not after all the leveling up you presumably do in the sewer, which you should do, because it makes this fight considerably easier. Arrgh! This isn't really the first major boss in the game, considering you already fought the dragon and Hortus. You fought 2 bosses on Hoo Mountain. And this boss is, well, just sort of. And then she gets her, well, she's an important plot boss. So she gets her arms back after a few turns. She does her shockwave, which interestingly knocks out the beans. I like that. I mean, rarely in a game will a boss's hit all attack affect their own minions. And I appreciate that detail. And I haven't really said it yet, but, and I really like this detail, Mario and Luigi has some really nicely animated sprites. Like, the animation quality is really good. And when she only has one arm left and she slams it down, the shockwaves that come are going to be really fast, so you need to be totally aware of that. Otherwise, sad times are to be had by all. Oh, I didn't even get the hammer up anywhere close enough that time. It's really hard to knock her arm away when she starts trying to just outright bash you, so it's better to be ready for that if you can be. If you can be. Just don't let her get close enough. Like, it's just better to use the brother moves anyways, I think. So we just keep hitting her, because I think she has a good amount of HP for this point in the game. I remember when on my practice file... Oh, I didn't mean to target the bean. Whoops. I remember on my practice file, because I actually did catch up on my practice file, because in the last episode I actually outpaced my practice file, so that's why I wasn't sure of entirely, like, the sewer layout in the previous episode. But now I've caught up on it and done a little bit of the next section, so I'll be knowing what I'm doing again, hopefully. She keeps wiggling her fingers, and she keeps trying to spit more and more beans at us. Just ignore the beans, because they will just keep coming. And eventually she'll just get her crown back, and then at one point... And now she's dead. But you still gotta take out the beans. I don't like bosses that do this, that make you take out the minions after the fact. Like, I guess it doesn't necessarily make sense for them to just be automatically defeated, but... I prefer it when they're just automatically defeated because... Well, the drama and tension is over. You beat the boss. Who are these mooks you're just kind of cleaning up after? And we get a ton of rewards for that. Woo beans, mushrooms, syrup, and 1-up super. 1-up super is basically the max revive in this game. And with that, we level up to level 11. Mario gets a huge power boost. I should have mentioned this a few episodes ago, and my good friend reminded me, the VGM Corin, go check him out, that if you actually press B when you select a bonus, and you look around, you can get some crazy bonuses on some stats, because some of them go up to like 5, and others will generally be more likely to give you a 1 or something. I also think the level might be important at which you get them, and I, again, forgot where I was. So I'm just gonna put points into BP. I'm not gonna remember how I distribute these points. It's not a big deal because they get boosts to their points no matter what. It's just the bonus is a nice little aftertouch. I'm just gonna put points into Luigi's stash because stashes are important and I need to stop ignoring them. And we defeat Queen Bean and she falls to the floor.
Oh no, Cacnetta forced Queen Bean to eat a belly blackworm. That's what turned her into this. Our fair kingdom is doomed. Doomed. How will we ever return Queen Bean to normal?
By jumping.
What's that you say? The Mario Brothers will do something about it?
Heroes.
What can you possibly mean? You speak of the impossible.
Well.
Why, there is no known way to spit out an ingested belly black. Well, except there is that one way, that last resort. It sure isn't pretty, though. She may be able to spit it up if she drank the legendary Chocola Reserve from Chucklehuck Woods. You'll go to Chucklehuck Woods? You'll find the Chocola Reserve? Well, if you're going to make such bold proclamations, I suppose I have no choice but to rely on you. Take this bean brooch and head southwest from the castle towards Chateau de Chocolat.
Look at Luigi. Just look at him. Okay, that's good.
If you find the Chocola Reserve hidden deep in Chucklehuck Woods, our queen may yet recover.
We got a plot item. Alright, so we got the bean brooch, and if you talk to her again,
take that bean brooch and head southwest from the castle towards Chateau de Chocolat. You should be able to get to Chucklehuck Woods from there. If you find the Chocola Reserve hidden deep in Chucklehuck Woods, our queen may yet recover. We don't have high expectations for you, but we'll be waiting nonetheless.
Well, that's really warm welcome. Really warm welcome. They don't think much of us for some reason. So Queen Bean just kind of stays here, completely doing nothing. You can go back down into the sewers. I don't know why you would. So that opens this door, which was actually, this is where the trap door was that dropped us to our doom in the sewers, where we had to do plumbing for free. Free plumbing, as it was put to me. And this door is still locked and is going to stay locked. So now that we've taken care of that, we're going to start heading down to Chuckaluck Woods, which if we look on our map, is the foresty area, right? Oh, of course it's foresty. It's woods. So that'll be the direction we go. The overworld map, although you are free to explore it as soon as you get to the outskirts of the Bean Bean Kingdom, there are enemies that will kill you pretty easily, and if you try to go to areas that you aren't supposed to go to yet, there'll usually just be guards standing there saying, you're not allowed to go in here. So that's what the plot items like the Bean Bean brooch is for. However, if we listen to the music, we can tell that things are still in a bad condition. Oh, and this little guy came up.
Lady Lima has asked that you also take this along with you.
You got a badge.
That thing is a badge. If you equip it, you'll be a little stronger in battle. Different badges have different effects, so for now, if you get a badge, make sure you equip it. To equip it, press select to open your suitcase.
Tutorial time with Bean Toad.
To equip badges, select this icon.
So now we are learning about equipment.
Here you can see the gear and the badge you're equipped with. Okay, Mario, time to equip the badge I just gave you. Select this icon. You can't change what you're wearing now. Select this icon.
So you click on the... You just do what he says, and you know, he'll yell at you if you try to select something else.
This is where all the badges you have are shown. Normally, you'd pick a badge. It's simple this time, since you only have one right now. Press A and you'll equip the badge.
So that gives us a considerable boost in power. That gave us like an extra 6 power.
Now you're all set. Good luck, and be careful. Oh, sorry Luigi, but if you want your own badge, you'll have to go buy one at the store.
Poor Luigi. Luigi gets nothing. But yeah, because we really weren't in the castle that long, the castle town is still totally wrecked. They're gonna need time to clean up, I think. People are still dead, and they still say the same things. So before we go, we actually want to go back into the store, because now this person is selling equipment.
The only ones who still worry about fashion despite the town's crisis are real celebrities. I have to set prices that won't discredit this place as a high-class boutique. So, what do you want to do?
Okay, we can leave, we can sell, and we can buy. We want to buy. We'll check out the hot fashions. So there are basically 2 pieces of equipment in Mario and Luigi. There are pants, or overalls, and badges. And you'll periodically want to be checking back in this shop here, just for better equipment. Red means Mario, green means Luigi, both means either one can wear it. And if you look in the top right, you can see the effects of the discount. So this is cut down from 130 to 107. We're going to be buying that for Mario because they're better than just the plain bean pants overall. These are popular in Hoo Hoo Village, apparently. So Mario can put those bean trousers on, and Luigi is just going to get outright... Well, if you switch to Luigi's tab, you can see he gets a huge boost in both his defense and his HP. Overalls tend to apply stat changes to HP and defense, while badges are a little bit more diverse. So yeah, Luigi can put his work jeans on. I'm not sure if the stats they change will change later on. I think they do, and right now we just don't have a lot of choices, while beat badges seem to be leaning more towards BP and power, and also have some special effects. So Mario has a bean badge. Luigi, we're not going to get the cheap castle badge. We're going to get a P badge, which will actually raise Luigi's attack considerably, and also a little bit of his BP. The bean badge is great, actually, at this point in the game, and it's too bad that you don't get 2, but they can't just hand you everything, and also I guess they wanted to make that joke. But as you can see, equipment is very expensive, and we just basically lost most of our money.
Going shopping in the midst of a major crisis like this, you're so wonderful. So, what do you want to do?
And now, of course, you just want to sell back your extra stuff that you don't really need. So we're going to get rid of our work pants and work jeans. Mario and Luigi need some casual wear, because if they were just walking around in their work clothes all the time, well, maybe it's just because all the clothes in the Mushroom Kingdom are made for Toads. If you like selling stuff, then you should really try buying something. Shopping rules! So, what do you want to do? I'm out of here. Humph! I won't charge you to look. Not that there's much to see. I really don't like it in games when they have shops and they sass you just for leaving, even after you bought something. But, oh well.
Welcome to my temporary item shop.
We're just gonna talk to her again. She's gonna basically say the same thing that she said before, just to check to see if there's anything we need. I'm just gonna buy a couple of refreshing herbs, just in case, even though they're expensive right now, because our mustaches aren't nice enough. But they will get better through the grit and toil of battle. So we're gonna go up here and save, again, just real quick. There is one more thing I want to do before we end off this video, and that is basically, I'm gonna go show something off, and then I'm gonna start heading towards Chucklehuck Woods. Chucklehuck Woods, get out of here. I'm not gonna be refighting enemies I've already killed. I mean, they may as well just be ghosts. So I've been poked at and told, go and fight the Tanumba. If you come here before you go to Bean Bean Castletown, these guys will outright murder you, and you can't do much damage. And I'm gonna go jump on him. Uh-oh. And Luigi got hit. This is bad. So, you can't do brothers attacks when the one brother is down, incidentally. So these are Tanumbas. They're pretty tough. And after doing the Bean Bean Castle sewers and getting a bunch of levels, you actually do enough damage to conceivably defeat them. Whereas before, you usually don't do very much. And usually they're paired with a different enemy that I want to find. So one move that these guys have is they'll turn into Mario or Luigi. If they turn into Mario, they will target Luigi. If they turn into Luigi, they will target Mario. Alternatively, they'll come up and try to smack you with their tail, but don't let them do that. Right now, these guys do upwards of 10 damage, so I'm not going to take any chances with them. I know this isn't the stomping that you might have been promised when I panicked in the last episode, but I assure you, without those extra couple levels, these guys are pretty tough, and I'm going to try to find one that's paired with another new enemy. And see, they get mad experience too. And now we are equipped to fight them. But we're not actually going to be... Oh, gotta talk to this guy.
No matter what you hit me with, you can't knock me down, I think.
I'm going to find every one of the guys like this in this game, and I'm going to talk to them, and they're going to say that, and it's going to be great. So here's the other enemy. This guy is was the reason that fights with the Tanumbas usually go bad. Because by that point in the game, you're only doing mild damage. These guys have a healing move, and it's annoying. They also hit for upwards of 10 damage. I think the reason they let you explore around these dangerous parts early on is to teach you the mechanics of what happens, just to show you that you can run away from difficult battles and what happens when one brother dies. But that's not going to happen here, unless Luigi gets murdered. And I thought that Tanumba would do more damage, but I've been pumping defense into Luigi, so I guess that's starting to show. And then he gets nailed in the face for 15 damage. Yeah, these guys are tough. But, and this is a very interesting but, you want to try and kill them without knocking them down. So yeah, they'll do that healing move. They'll do that whether they're flying or not, but you kind of want to try and kill these guys before you knock them out of the air. You want to kill them while they're still in the air, because when they're on the ground, they're classified as a new enemy type, and they're actually classified as a weaker subspecies, which means if you kill them when they're on the ground, you get less XP for it. That also means they probably do less damage, but you want to kill these guys as long as they're in the air. And that can be pretty tough, because you're not really sure without looking up how tough these guys are. I'm going to try and... Ah, damn it, I knocked him out of the sky. Oh no, I swore again. When they're on the ground, they just kind of walk at you. And if you try to hit them with the hammer while they're on the ground, they just get in their shell and you only do 1 damage. And then he'll heal himself for like 5 HP. That's a great move you got there. There. Are you happy now? I showed you the Tanumba. I fought the Tanumba and then showed you a little bonus. But we're actually done in this section. Or at least, we're not going to explore, not explore up there until later, because we don't need to go up there, because we need to go southwest. Interestingly, these little totems are posted around the cardinal directions. Well, no, around the northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest points, and they'll always face towards Bean Bean Castle. Now, I could head towards Chateau de Chocolat right now, but I'm not going to, because we're still a fair distance away from getting over there, and I might actually just head over there in the next one. I'm going to just go check the recording time. Yeah, I've been recording for about 20 minutes, and I don't know how long it'll take me to get over there, so I'm basically going to end off the video here. We fought Queen Bean. She is in dire condition, I guess, kind of a monster. Maybe we can restore her to her former self if we get the Chocola Reserve. Cackletta and Fawful escaped with the Bean Star, but priorities first. We gotta fix Queen Bean. We gotta fix her first before we can go after Cackletta and Fawful, I suppose. So in the next episode, we're gonna get going to Chuckaluck Woods. I hope to see someone then.